what do you say? And also, what do you not say on that first connection, right? You get that introduction. In this case, let's call it from Ojo. What are that you absolutely say and what do you absolutely not say on call one?
Perfect. I've got so much good stuff on this. Let's start with what we do say. So the first thing that you want to mention is that you're a local agent. People push a button online. They have no idea where you are on this globe. They were connected with the concierge, which could be 17 states away. So mention you're a local agent. That's the first thing you want to do. The second thing is tell them yes. Give the people what they want. They pushed a button online to see a house. More times than not, I'd say 99.9%. That's what they want. Just say yes. Schedule the appointment. Meet them where they're at. And then another thing that I always do is I always want to make sure I set expectations. Right? So we say who we are, we're local, we set the appointment, which is why they called in the first place. And once I get towards the end of the call, I set expectations so they know exactly what's going to happen next. Here's what's going to happen. And I outline it for them. So there's no doubt in their mind when they hang up, they have a plan in place for the next, 1 to 24 hours when we meet. Now, what not to say, don't say no. Which kind of counteracts what I just said with the.
You're laughing, Amanda, but you and I have listened to thousands of these calls. It's not an exaggeration. Agents do everything in their power to not set the bloody appointment. It'd be like that Amazon that my wife ordered yesterday, and Amazon's like, no, you're not going to get it. Nope, not sending it. No, let me check they literally do everything in their power to not set the appointment. Correct?
100% yes. 100% yes. I hear no so many times. And I'm like, why are you saying no? They pushed a button that says, I'm interested in this house. I want to see it at 2:00. And they're like, I don't know. Like, it's not a game. Just say yes. It makes your end game, selling them a house, and also your follow-up much easier if you nail that first call and just tell them yes on the first call. That's the first step to connecting with them.
What do you not say, Mandy?
You also don't ask, do you have an agent? You don't talk about finances or pre-approval because you haven't earned the right to talk about finances yet. You haven't even met them face to face. So don't say that.
Yeah. And I know there's folks right now that are spinning on their head. I would never show a house to somebody that's not qualified. And at the end of the day, the reality is that don't show them a second, third, or fourth home. Right. But are any of us too busy? Nick and Brad, are we too busy to meet somebody that we get connected with today, meet them at 1:00 tomorrow, spend 15 to 30 minutes with them, learn about them at a higher level, discover what their motivation and what their goals are, and then either set them up on a success plan, meaning here's the steps they're going to need to take before we give them a tremendous amount of our time. Or if they're not pre-qualified, get them in with a lender right away. I know you guys are really good at this, Mr. Jennings. Tell us what you handle and don't handle on that first call. Or what do you say or not say?
Well, definitely. It's interesting. I saw some questions popping up in the chat and someone said, don't you want to ask if they have an agent? And I would always say no for a couple of reasons. One is, if you ask someone directly if they're an agent, that's the opportunity. Just like most of us, if you walk into a department store and someone says, can I help you? You say, no, I'm just looking. In our industry, it's, are you working with an agent? And they say, yeah, I am. Right. So that's the automatic deflect. And I want to get past that. I want the opportunity, right, again, to demonstrate value and expertise in the market. And then through asking questions, find out, have they written any offers? That's typically how I can find out, because they will usually answer that question honestly and truthfully. And if they do, if they have, then I can probe a little bit. Oh, so are you working with an agent? But typically a roundabout way to ask that question, you definitely don't want to ask it directly. And if somebody is working with an agent, we want to then kind of probe some more. I want to ask them how long they've been working with them. How is that working out? And if they are they committed to working with that agent? And if they are, if we were to find them a property that's off the market, would they be willing to work with us on that one property? I'm looking for an opportunity where I can get just my foot in the door. And especially in a tight market like we have, you got to make the most of every opportunity.
That's awesome. Nick, thoughts on this one? The comments are flying on this one. So I know we've hit a hot button. What do you say and not say on that first connection, Nick?
It's funny because I think a lot of the hot buttons are people that are like, oh my gosh, I would never go after somebody else's client and I would never try to steal and blah, blah, blah. None of us on the call want to steal anything. But if I'm working with a financial advisor and I'm losing money with this person and I reach out to a new financial advisor for help, do I want that person to say, "Oh, I'm sorry, I don't want to step on anybody's toes"? So I think Brett did a very good job of asking, have you written any offers? Have you seen anything in person yet? And then you'll get a sense of whether they're working with somebody. Oh, great. You've seen 5 or 6 houses. What did you think? What was your experience like? Well, the person we saw it with wasn't this or wasn't that. And now I get a good list of all the things that I need to be. I need to be responsive because they weren't. I need to be knowledgeable because they weren't. I need to have local knowledge because they didn't. Like, I think it's an opportunity for them to tell us exactly who they want me to be so I can then turn that on.
That's awesome. Yeah, the comments are just flying hot. And I appreciate you bringing that perspective to it, Nick. No one on this panel, no one at Ojo is advocating, are we in the business of stealing other people's clients whatsoever, period. And at the end of the day, the world is changing, ladies and gentlemen. I'm sorry, it just is. And people are pushing buttons and they're getting what they want. In our coaching company, we call it the easy button. And here's what, like, I scratch my head. I'm going to camp on this one for a second. We waste so much time as an industry showing homes to people that are not motivated to buy. We see it week in, week out. And I see you smiling, right? We do. Yet we are terrified to go and meet somebody we don't know for 15 or 30 minutes without taking them through this massive pre-qualification process. And that's all Connect, Set, Learn is. It's you connect with them with enthusiasm. As Amanda shared, you're a local expert. You set an appointment to meet with them virtually or in person. And then you learn before that call's over a little bit more about them. And what I specifically want to learn is is there any additional homes they want to see? Is there any additional homes they want to see? Where did they find this property? Ladies and gentlemen, they found it online. So there's a high probability there's other properties online they also would like to see. And I also want to learn what their motivation is. You know, Nick, of all the homes for sale right now in your market, in Baltimore, Maryland, Nick, of all the homes for sale, why'd you push the button on this one? And that's part of my learn, because you'll hear the most amazing things. Well, we just had our 3rd child 6 days ago. We're running out of space, or we're downsizing, or we're relocating. And then you go and meet them for 20 minutes. So somebody asked one of the questions, you set a buyer's agreement for that one home. We don't, I don't. I'd love to hear from Brett, Nick, and Amanda. We go and show them that one property. And from there, we determine, is this somebody we want to follow up with and show more homes to? Any finishing thoughts from any of you on that one before I move to the next question? It's a hot topic. It's got realtors buzzing.
Yeah, I think you're exactly right. Like, we're not going to do a buyer agency for that, because why would they agree to work with me exclusively if I haven't proven myself yet, if I haven't connected with them yet? But I think the opposite of all this is to understand that our clients, the ones that we're showing homes to and writing offers, they're also getting online. They're also pressing easy buttons. They're also talking to random agents. So I think while we're talking about these leads coming in, you also need to do a really good job with your own clients, explaining anything you see on Zillow, call me first. Anything you see on Redfin, anything that you're looking at, call me first, because otherwise you're going to be calling a random agent that the site selects, and you don't want to be stuck with a random person. You want somebody who knows your likes, knows your wants, knows your needs, that can help you. So just let me know anytime you see something.